Hey guys, this is the monthly update of June from the Organic Growth Agency, OGH, in which we will go through the income, the visitors, the earnings, the EPMV, and everything that's going on with the 5 different websites we have going for now. And just to give you a sneak preview, it's not going very well. We lost a lot of traffic, earnings, and projects are not progressing as I would like. So let's start with general things. So visitor-wise, we got absolutely crushed by the Google update. It's not good. We lost about 50% of traffic. So we went from 180,000 to I think about 100,000 once the month is complete. Lost about 50% of the traffic, and with that we lost about 60% of the earnings. Went from $2,500 to I think somewhere between $900 and $1,200. The reason for that is that the articles that tanked in Google were actually high earners. So yeah, it's not good. And so currently we are at 122,700 visits in June, but that number of visitors is still declining, and we were up to 180,000 over the last few months. The earnings were $1,465, and it's still declining, so that's why I'm saying I think we're gonna get to somewhere between $900 and $1,200 once everything settles. The EPMV also dropped majorly, so we used to be around $15, and now we are around between like 10 and 11, in part because EPMV is just low, in part because the articles that dropped actually had a good EPMV, so with that the average dropped. However, this average also should be going up once we get articles on the websites, because all the articles should be having a very good EPMV. So those are the general things. That's the income report in general. Visitors, visitor numbers and earnings. It's not good, but it's something we have to push through. So let me get into the 5 different websites that we have going. So site number 1 is the site that gets all the traffic and all the earnings currently. We are in the process of getting articles published. The problem still is that we haven't found anyone or several people who can create good outlines. So if you're a freelancer who can create good outlines, then hit me up, because I'd love to work with you. But without it, the assembly line that we have created is still standing still. So we have a good writing agency, word agents, some freelancers. We have content publishers. We have people who create images, make images. We have photographer. We have everything ready, but we don't have outlines. And with that, the whole assembly line is standing still. We also have keywords, so it's just the outlines. However, it does look like potentially we have found someone who can make a lot of hours and will create outlines that are good enough. So if that is the case, that would mean that July we might finally get the ball rolling. For site number 2, so site number 2 is basically like site number 1, but then on a expired domain, and it doesn't have any articles yet. And for site number 2, we're facing the exact same problem. We don't have people who can create outlines. We have the writers, we have word agents, we have content editors, publishers, everything else, but no outlines. And with that, no articles. For this project, the same thing. The project manager might have found one person who can actually do this properly. So hopefully in July we can finally get some articles rolling. And site number 3, which is also the same as site number 1 and 2. So site number 2 is on an expired domain. It costs about $1,000. Site number 3 is on an expired domain. It costs about $5,000. We have 2 people there who create the outlines, check the articles, publish the articles, find the images. To just part-time guys who freelance a couple of hours a month. There is progress there, so they created about 10 good outlines, send them to word agents. They're coming back right now, the articles, so we need to check them. Hopefully they're written well so they can be published in July, but in June we just had a few outlines created and that's about it. However, there is progress. So in July there should be a couple dozen articles online. So in summary, the first 3 sites are going really slow, and I'm spending a lot of money. I'm spending about 2,000-3,000 euros a month on site number 1. I think about 1,000 to 2,000 on site number 2, and I think I spent between 2 and 3,000 on number 3. So the spend is way too high compared to the output, and that's mostly because all the spend is on project managers who are just trying to interview people, find people to create proper outlines, check the outlines, etc. So yeah, I'm very unhappy with that. I mean, I spent, I don't know, like somewhere between 5,000 and 7,000 euros or dollars this month, and well, I got back very little. However, like I said in previous updates, that is because I'm not spending any time on this. I spend 1 or 2 hours a week. I'm trying to scale up 3 sites at once, so I understand that there's a difficult period that is messy, in which we have to move forward. However, I can't keep up this spend with getting no returns. That's also very simple. So for July, I'm keeping up this spend, but if in July things haven't improved, then I need to make, change things. So I'm still not prepared to put more time in it. Maybe I'll need to find new project managers. Maybe I need to shut down 2 projects and just focus on 1, because I can't keep spending like this without getting returns. Then we have site number 4 and 5, which are very different. So site number 1, 2, and 3 are based on quality keywords, quality outlines, quality writing, quality publishing, everything being a very high quality. Site number 4 and 5 are pretty much the opposite. They are both automated sites, in which I try to rank for a lot of keywords at once without doing much other than automating certain content. So site number 4 has automated content created via software, via an engineer. This is the high quality project, so like a very sophisticated way of automating content. It took a long time to create a technology who does this. However, we have the first post live, and it looks really, really, really good. So now we need to change a few things about the process and just a few things about the design of the website. But my guess would be that in July, we finally can set up the software to just keep churning out content, and then things could expand very rapidly. So this is looking very good, and the first things we've seen on the website now look very good. So I'm hopeful that July will be the month of site number 4. And June was actually the month of site number 5. So we published 40,000 pages on site number 5. It's a little later than we hoped, but I'm still very happy with it. So 40,000 pages are published by the end of June. So now it's no longer a content game, but now it's an indexing game. So far we have like 57 pages indexed, which is not a lot, and I'm trying to do little things to speed up the indexing, but other than that, I'm just going to let the content sit, and hopefully it will be picked up by Google with the internal links that are going on and some few things we did to indexing. So I'll keep you posted on the indexation of the site, but I'm happy with the 40k page that we got. I think it's good enough for now, but both site 4 and 5 are fresh domains, so it will take longer for Google to pick it up, start ranking it. They have a DR of 0. So both site 4 and 5 are looking up, and hopefully we will get some traction over the next 6 to 12 months. That's about it. So all in all, not a great month. I'm hoping that July will be the moment where things will turn around, and if not, then we have some difficult decisions to make in August. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch you next month.